Hi everybody, welcome to my latest vlog, and this one is going to be mostly just about songwriting and like how I started as a songwriter and why I started and maybe what I've done and some different things. So I'll start off just kind of telling you the story. So, I was born and raised as a Christian young man. Both of my parents were Christians, and my dad was a pastor growing up, and so we were always in the church, hanging out with other kids who are also involved in ministry in some ways, right? And just hanging out all the time. And my dad played guitar, my mom sang, my grandma plays piano, my other grandpa plays guitar, and a lot of my family's musical, and so there was always this like great emphasis in my life on music, and we listened to a lot of music, we sang a lot of music, and then as I got older, I actually was trained to play guitar, and I started playing music too, and really enjoying it. And so, of course, I got the idea of songwriting pretty early from my dad and my mom. And when I was, let's see, this was a little bit later in my life, but 10 or 11, my mom and dad actually prepared to like produce and release an album. And then by the time I was 13, 14, they had released a 7-song album with a band, and did some concerts like from that album with their band members, and it was just really cool to see them go through that. Well, I guess I'll share a few of my tunes with you. So whenever I was probably 6 or 7, me and my friend and my brother's name is Job, by the way, Job McPherson. He goes by Joby most of the time now. So when we grew up, me and him were just best friends. Of course, we had our fights. We all brothers do probably, but we were very close brothers, and I love him very much. He and I and our friend Peyton were in church together at my grandparents' church, and we decided that we were going to form a group, and this was the name of our band. We were the Rock Stars in Christ, and we abbreviated it RIC, and so that was our band name, the Rock Stars in Christ. And so my first song was Rock Stars in Christ, and I don't even know if it had a tune to it at all, but it's probably something like this, like rock stars in Christ, we gave him our life, so put your hands in the air if you just don't care. R-I-C, let me hear you say R-I-C, or something like that. I don't really remember the words, but it was all about the crowd involvement, and R-I-C, baby, R-I-C. Yeah, that stood for Rock Stars in Christ. It's a great mashup of whatever culture was there in the early 2000s with what we thought worship could be. And so it was so funny. I'd still look back on that and laugh. Not too long after that, though, I ventured into solo singer-songwriter territory. And, of course, I wasn't playing any guitar. But I had this idea for a song about all about this word impact. Now, not too long before that time, I had seen this powerlifting team that had come to my town, and they lifted like these huge, crazy weights. They were called Team Impact, right? And so I thought, hey, that sounds kind of like, really strong and powerful. And then I started talking about how, I guess when, I don't even know what I was trying to sing about, but maybe it was like Jesus impacting our lives or what. But I sang it for my parents at the table one night and my grandparents. And they, of course, were like, oh, that's so good. I hope you'll develop that further. And now I'm like so glad that it's buried and nobody knows about it. But I guess I'm going to share it with you. So it was something like, everyone get ready for the impact coming down on us. Raining down all around. Get ready for the impact. It was something like that. Nothing really scriptural to it. Just singing about this impact that was going to happen. I could have been singing about a meteor for all anybody else knows. But anyway, it's pretty funny. Flash forward, I guess I didn't really write a whole lot through the next few years until I was able to play the guitar. So when I got up into age 14, 15, 16, I really started messing around. And I know that some of you guys have probably, if you are out there and you're a guy and you play guitar, you've probably played guitar to impress somebody because you want to win their trust, or you want them to just like you as a person or think you're cool. So you might just like make up words while you're sitting there like, oh, I see my friend Sam sitting there on her phone. She looks so cute, right? I mean, you just kind of make up stuff, and it's really stupid. Of course, I did my share of that. But when I was 16, there was a girl that I really had a crush on. And I remember writing her a song. Here's just a piece of it. Not the whole thing, but I think it was like, we should be together always and forever. You want this as bad as me, I can see it on your face. You and I were born to be together all our days. From the start till the end, we'll walk hand in hand. I didn't know, but now I see you're part of my plan. We should be together. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, and of course, I don't think I ever played it for the girl that I wrote it about, but it's okay. You win some and you lose some. I'm actually glad I lost that one because I would have never gotten as close to Sam as I did, right? So really thankful for the way things turned out. And I did eventually play it for Sam. For some reason, the fact that I written it for somebody else devalued it a little bit to her, but hey, it's okay. Because I wrote her a song too, and that was probably one of my next ones that I wrote. I guess I could play a little bit of that for you. This one is like deep, like hardcore storytelling mode, talking about like things that were references to us. And so, let's see. I think it was... Yeah, there we go. All right, so it was like this. Wanna roll in a field with this girl, a field of sunflowers and corn. Where did that come from? And you know she leaves me breathless every day. Can't help how I feel about her. And brother, she's got that smile. I'm gonna stay with her for a long, long time. And one-on-one, you're the one I want to be with every day. Won't you take me away? And at the top of my list, can you see? It's where you're gonna write your name. Won't you take me away? Won't you take me away? Anyway, I'm sure that was probably informed a little bit by my love for Jason Mraz at the time. But yeah, I wrote that song for Sam. And that was actually while we were dating before we got married. So I was already 20 by that point. All right, one more cool song I wrote that I will share with you. This was really foundational because it was the first time I wrote an actual meaningful, finished out the song, worship song. And it happened whenever I was when I was 16, I guess. It was around the time I wrote that first little love song for a girl I had a crush on, right? I wrote this song with a friend, and his name is Nathaniel, and he lives here in town with me. And he and I sat down together, and we actually prepped the song and wrote it because we wanted to, well, first of all, we just wanted to write music. And after we wrote the song, we found out that there was going to be a talent show. So we decided, let's perform our song. Let's do this thing we've been working on. And we did perform it, and we ended up winning a talent show with it, which was really breathtaking. Like, I've never lived through another moment like that. I don't think, where you work hard and you go for something and you end up winning it, and it was a big deal. And he and I were so happy. It was so much fun. But that song, again, I won't play the whole thing for you, just a piece of it, but I think it was in the key of E. You I trust, I lay it all at your feet again. To you, oh God, I give my burdens and my strife. To you, oh Lord, I give my hopes for eternity. For you, oh God, have paid the ultimate price for me, yeah. I know my guitar's way out of tune. This is Sammy's little guitar, by the way. It's a little baby Taylor. Yeah, it was a good song. I really liked it. I think it had a little bit of a tendency to just be really churchy in its language, but yeah, we really enjoyed that song, and it had a really cool pre-chorus part that was like, "What can man do to me? What can man do to me. Anyway, all right, so I guess that gets us to kind of where we are today, which is when I was in college, I messed around with just kind of composing and coming up with melodies, never for writing songs, but just kind of for fun, and ended up playing some of those melodies on the keyboard for a little like puppet show. I know it sounds crazy, but it's kind of like I composed a score for a movie, except for it was only like a 20-minute puppet show. But yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Coming up with little melodies and things to play throughout the whole thing was really a good time. And so I've continued on that, and then that got me to where I was maybe 2 years ago when that song Need first kind of came to me in my head. And I'll just be honest with you guys, it wasn't an effort writing type of thing. It was definitely something where I sat down and I just feel like the words began to flow, and it happened to me really as much as I really made it happen. And so I'm very confident in that song, not because it's of me as much, but I feel like the Lord really helps me to write that. And so anyway, yeah, I just posted that one, the recorded version of it, just a few days ago. So if you guys haven't already, please check out that video. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now, is writing music and trying different types of music, and dipping my toes into storytelling is a part of writing a song versus just writing a standard churchy worship tune. And I'm going to be continuing to just kind of take off on a bunch of stuff. So just to give you guys a little bit of insight, right now where I sit, I have one song recorded, and it's not all the way finished yet. And then I have two others that are already paid for, and I'm getting ready to record. And so that's where I'm hoping to have an EP out later this year. But I have about 5 or 7 songs beyond those 3 that I feel good about and would like to explore recording in the near future as well. And so, but I'm continuing to try to write and do more with my stuff, because I'm tired of writing stuff and not doing anything with it. I feel like if the Lord is giving me a gift here, and of course I'm not sure exactly to what extent I'm successful at using or channeling that gift. But if He's given me a gift, I don't want to be a waster of it, and a talent that He might have put in me for a purpose. And so, yeah, thank you guys for checking out this vlog. I know it was really long, and it was me telling my story of like becoming a songwriter, but maybe that's interesting for somebody. It was definitely interesting for me to go back and look at the details and how it kind of lined up for my life. And so God bless you guys. Feel free to leave a like or comment if there's anything you want to know or want to engage with us at all. We love to have that kind of feedback. And also please subscribe, because we have more content coming down the road. So God bless you guys, and thanks for taking a look at my channel.